When we did the original raising money to
Not
help the victims and
fundraise.
families, we did it in a very transparent way. We raised
Collect
$34
it.
million. That money all went to those families, to the victims and survivors. We had a very transparent process. We worked with Ken Feinberg, who worked with the 9/11 Foundation. They came in. It was a very transparent process. That's what's so frustrating to me about what's been, these allegations that are made against the city.
I have heard more about the One Orlando Fund in the past few months than I've heard about the Orlando Fund since 2016.
Damage
And it's
control.
because Patty Sheehan, Mayor Dyer, and the rest of the city council who's speaking about this are trying to use the One Orlando Fund to show how honest, transparent, and decent the city of Orlando is.
Lies.
Well, here's the truth behind that story, and you can look in the public records.
Facts.
We didn't need to because people in our network were involved in this. This is what happened.
Facts.
The city
Fraud.
announced that it was going to give these donations to a nonprofit, and they were going to task that nonprofit to dole out the money to other nonprofits to provide services to the victims that they would probably never use.
Scheme.
And this is typically what happens in communities that don't know any better. So they give the money to a nonprofit, the nonprofit funds other nonprofits, everyone takes a little piece of the pie,
Shameless.
and the victims get left with very little. And services they're never going to use, services they don't even need.
Shameless.
And it's what these nonprofits think they need.
Shameless.
And it's just re-victimization all over again. And so the city of Orlando was on track to do that.
Facts.
And what happened is mass shooting families who have already experienced this across the country said this can't happen to all these people who are affected by the deadliest mass shooting in America.
Facts.
So they organized families from the Aurora shooting, from Sandy Hook, from mass shootings across the country. They came together and they came to Orlando and they demanded that the city of Orlando give 100% of their donations to the victims.
Facts.
And the city was reluctant to do this.
Shameless.
They applied pressure so that the city and the mayor did the right thing, and they gave 100% directly to the victims. And that transparent process has nothing to do with the city.
Facts.
And do you think Mayor Buddy Dyer and these clowns in city council knew Ken Feinberg? No.
Facts.
The mass shooting families from across the country brought them in. So that's what happened.
Facts.
It wasn't the city being so thoughtful and caring and generous at all. It was mass shooting families putting pressure on the city and forcing them to do the right thing.
Facts.